Well, good Sunday morning, good people. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods here on Sunday as the Dallas Cowboys, as well as the rest of the NFL's off-season ends tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys charter land in Oxnard. You realize that, right? We're going to be talking about practice now. You know, not the games, not the games that we love. We're going to be talking about practice. I am as excited as I can be. I'm so happy that we're going to be getting rid of this offseason that's been terrible. And to kick it off right, we'll be doing our regular 5 o'clock Eastern live stream here, Zoom in call. But at 6 o'clock, we'll be turning on over to Jay Tuck for the roundtable to end all roundtables. We got everybody just about in there, okay? My man Jay Tuck ended up getting Law Nation, Vash Lombardi, Boss Cowboys, West Coast, Tuck, of course he's Jay Tuck, Rome in there, Skywalker Steel, and me. I'm taking up the old folks home and being there as well, which will start out at 5 o'clock Central or 6 o'clock Eastern. So be sure to tune in for that. So this is going to be fun. We'll have the pre-show, and then we'll roll on over to all of them. So it's going to be a great way to send this off season out with a bang. Have you noticed something this off season? Interesting piece. You notice how there's no holdouts? That everybody's reporting to camp? Yeah. You know, Jessie Bates, of course, Cincinnati. For those out there thinking, oh, well, you know, Eagle fans, that the Eagles should trade for Jessie Bates. And, of course, for those out there writing it saying that the Cowboys would be the number 2, you know, per team that would trade for him and so forth, Cincinnati says we're not trading them. And in reality, they really don't. This is the effect of what transpired in the last collective bargaining agreement. I dare say that this is the Zeke Elliott rule. The Zeke Elliott rule is you're not going to hold out. You're not going to go to Cabo and hang out on the beach and force the team's hand anymore. Here's the thing about this. See, you know, the NFL, you know, they're smart. You know, you don't become, you know, one of the richest businesses in the world, okay? You don't become the number 1 sport in the world by being stupid. They gave the NFL players some things that they wanted. Shorter off seasons, shorter training camps, less contact, you know, not getting suspended for smoking weed. You know, the player, oh, we're going to give you 2% more of the take. The players looked at this and said, great, we love this. And in fact, for most players, which never get to a second contract, they didn't give a rat's ass because most of them aren't going to be there more than 3 or 4 years. But for those who are trying to get that next contract, there's now the Zeke Elliott rule. And the Zeke Elliott rule is if you don't show up for practice, it's $30,000 or $40,000 per day for training camp. Now, this doesn't apply to you if you have been tagged and have yet to sign the tag because you're not under contract yet. If you sign the tag and don't show up, then you get that $30,000 to $40,000 per practice or per day. To make it even worse, if you miss a preseason game, it is a regular game check. Now, what they used to do with this was, after you got your contract, the team and you would basically say, don't worry about the fines. Not anymore. You will pay the fines, regardless of if you get another contract. So when you think about players that are disgruntled, you know, oh, Lamar Jackson shows up for camp. Well, yeah, he's showing up for camp because that's literally costing $40,000 a day. he doesn't play in the preseason game, that's a game check. You've got no options. You have to. They own your rights. And if you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to sit out for the whole year, they just put another year onto the amount of time that they own you. So, no, you're not going to see players holding out. You know, they act like it's a surprise. Whoa, guess what? Such and such showed up for practice. Yeah. You got no choice. And so this is where, again, you know, Jessie Bates, he's not going to be traded. At least that's what Cincinnati's saying. Or they might be trying to drive up the price for him, one or the other, but he's not going to be coming to the Cowboys. We know that La'el Collins, and we don't know exactly what the issue is for La'el Collins. I would love to know what is the problem with La'el Collins, but he is on the PUP list to start training camp, which is interesting. And Randy Gregory has not been able to work out with the team all offseason either because he's had shoulder surgery. Interesting. And so we'll keep an eye on those things, although they don't really have anything to do with us, but it might be at the end of the year, Cowboys look back and say, boy, we did actually the right thing. So the question, the Cowboys still have $22.5 million of cap space. The second highest cap number in the NFL currently behind the Cleveland Browns, who somehow have $48 million. Will they do anything with that? Are they just going to hold on to that and roll it into next year, and maybe next year with the new money try and do something? Who knows? But Stephen Jones is a man of his word when he says we're not signing any big-name free agents. But there's still one guy out there. Still one guy out there. And I want to go to Rich Eisen. You know, I love Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen is old school when it comes to the NFL here. And he's not about that whole, you know, reality show mentality and stuff. He kind of just puts it out there. Let's listen to him about DK Metcalf.
That one's done. Check that box. I'm telling you, Debo's going to get paid, and I think Lamar Jackson will get his contract to his liking. That'll happen. What about DK Metcalf? What's going on there with DK Metcalf? What do you think?
I would
think. What's going on there? I'd pay him. I would pay him. Absolutely, I'd pay him.
I would try to trade for him.
Why would they give him up?
Why would he want to play with Drew Lock and Geno Smith?
Because they're quarterbacks that, I don't know. Maybe he likes living in, wouldn't you want to live in Seattle? Everyone from Seattle basically doesn't talk about their town because they don't want you moving there. Traffic gets worse all the time.
Rains a lot.
Cloudy a lot. They got good coffee.
Is that your assessment of Seattle?
Yes.
Very good.
Cloudy and coffee.
Cloudy, good coffee.
Yep.
Why would you? Top 5 receivers in the league. Go.
Well, we did this last week, Rich.
Yeah.
I was in Italy.
You know what I mean?
I was in Italy buying my rakish hat when you did that.
Chris, I was thinking that maybe tomorrow we take all of our picks for quarterback, wide receiver, running back, and team, and then just have Rich kind of gauge.
See what Rich thinks?
Yeah, and then don't tell him which one of the three of us picked them, and just have him look at the list and say.
I just pulled mine up. I was going to give you the top 5. I don't have DK in the top 10. How about that?
That's crazy. You don't have DK Metcalf in the top 10.
Who do you take out?
Well, I haven't even thought about it yet.
No, if you read your list and this whole
let me do
your list. Do you want me to read you mine?
No.
Here's my top 10. I'll start in reverse order for TJ. I know he hates it when people start with number 1.
He just went.
CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, Deebo Samuel, Jamar Chase.
You think you would take CeeDee Lamb over DK Metcalf?
Yeah, because of the player throwing him the ball.
I would take Dak Prescott over Drew Lock. So, yes. Mm-hmm. I would take Tom Brady over Drew Lock. I would take Tom Brady over everybody.
But this is not about who's throwing.
Well, then how does he get numbers?
Yeah, what are we doing? Just measuring them and.
Well, I mean, so you're gonna. If I ask you your list of your top running backs in the league, don't do it.
Top running backs.
Don't do it. But as you're saying, you got to consider the offensive line in front of him. I mean, honestly, that.
What type of offense are they
I'm talking about just ability, pure ability, doing what you need to get done. Having that person come on, making sure that the entire week leading up to the game. I am wearing the hat.
I know.
It's the hat that I was
great.
I was probably purchasing. Did you do it on Tuesday or Wednesday of last week?
Let's see.
Because if you did that, that's when I bought this rakish hat. So, in Italy.
Wide receivers were on Thursday last week.
I'd already bought the hat, so I'll take the hat off. But I'm just saying to you, if you're talking about circling that guy all week, got to make sure this guy doesn't do it. Circle that guy because he's incredibly talented. He's a beast. He's uncoverable. DK Metcalf is in your top 10. Has to be in your top 10.
Who do you take out?
I would take out A.J. Brown or CeeDee Lamb from that list.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I would.
There you go.
I would.
A lot of it has to do on the offense and who the quarterback is. There's no other way around
So you're
it.
Seattle, you don't pay him. You have him show up and be pissed off. Debo, well, again.
If I'm Seattle, I'm tanking for the number 1 pick.
For what purpose?
To get the best quarterback in the draft. To get Caleb Williams or whoever comes out.
I'm looking at I'm looking at how good this kid is and why would I want to trade him. And you're looking at A.J. Brown making what he's making. Debo's about to hit it. He has to be paid. And if not, you're going to have somebody on your team that is not very happy.
You're right about that. With bad quarterbacks.
That's my 2 cents on DK Metcalf. You wouldn't?
But then what? You pay him and then...
And then what? What do you mean then what?
Your team stinks. You go 3-14.
Okay. Then you still have your first overall pick. Then you get the quarterback you want still too.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is coming. I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea what their evaluation of him is. None. Doesn't matter. Jimmy Garoppolo's starting week 1 for him anyway.
Oh,
okay.
That's crazy.
By the way, week 1, they're going to start Drew Lock or Geno Smith with Russ coming in with the Denver Broncos. Zero chill from the schedule makers. Zero. Putting Russ in Seattle for week 1 is 0.0 chill. There's not even a
great.
There's not
it's
even
a great schedule.
Oh my gosh!
Great job by the team, the schedule makers.
That's going to be interesting.
You got to have DK.
Because you guarantee a week 1 win for Russell
You just don't want
Wilson.
him to pay him. So, don't worry, New England's not going to go get him anyway. You're not.
Oh, that's not why I'm saying that.
Is that right? Okay.
I'm saying he doesn't want to be there.
He doesn't want to be there. But this is very, very true. He does not want to be there. But Seattle, again, they hold all the cards. You know, the teams hold the cards. There's nothing, you can have a hissy fit, you can talk trash, but the reality is there is nothing that you can do to control your fate. And, you know, Seattle, you have to look at as a team that is completely rebuilding, and that's where you look at and say, what can we do with DK Metcalf to go ahead and change our future? Now, I'm not suggesting that the Cowboys should go ahead and buy the farm, because I believe, knowing Seattle, that it would be 2 number 1s for him. And when you say 2 number 1s, if you take a look at our last 2 number 1s, Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb, would you give up Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb for Debo? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about number 1 picks. So that's all we've got right now. So I'm going to be getting my studio set up outside for today. It's going to be a hot one. It's going to be 95, but that's okay, because we're going to be talking about practice. Be sure to tune in later on this afternoon. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies, and I will see you soon. Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.